And back for the Falcons to return are Tim Dwight, Elijah Williams, and Harold Green. Tim Dwight's the guy they want to see it go to, number 83. He is a rookie from the University of Iowa. Gardocki now ready to boom it off. And he steps into the ball and hits it high downfield. A spinning kick is going to carry 8 yards deep in the end zone. And there, Tim Dwight, in his wisdom, downs the ball for a touchback. And the Falcons will go on offense, 1st and 10 from their 20. Chris Chandler, he's a 90-plus rated quarterback passer. As you see, the Falcons with a very good run defense. That's what the Colts are going to have to contend with. Right now, they're glad to see that we have Chandler back in at quarterback. He was out last week with an injury. His blockers are led by big tackle Bob Whitfield on the left side. A good offensive line. A tremendous power running tandem of Jamal Anderson, who runs the ball, and Bob Christian, who blocks for him. Good wide receivers also, and Terrence Mathis and Tony Martin. They run all the patterns. Right to the run they go, and the straight ahead carry by Jamal Anderson. And the strong safety comes up. Jason Belzern hits him hard. A short gain on the play as the ball is out to the 24. They're going to give him 4 where he spot the ball. Colts on defense. Injuries have forced Kendall Shello and Larry Chester to start today. Team policy. Andre Royal, who is scheduled to start outside linebacker. We'll try to get a definition of what the violation was, but Royal won't play today. 1-game suspension, team imposed. End off. Jamal Anderson tries the right side of the Colts defense, and they do a good job submarining it. Morrison and Burt Berry on the stop. Dan Reeves, he knows Super Bowls. He's been in 8 of them as a player and a coach with the Cowboys, the Broncos, and now he hopes to lead Atlanta there. And there is Jim Mora, a career winner as a head coach. Says his offense last week was really outstanding. 540 yards gained against a good Raven defense, but on defense they're very weak. Their down arises. Falcons need 4. Chandler fires a strike. Santiago fumbles, and the Colts have it. Back inside the 30-yard line is Montgomery, and he takes it down to the 26. So an early mistake by the tight end, who we're told has an ability to get open but very poor hands. Well, he caught the ball, but then he coughed it up when he was hit. O.J. Santiago.
Well, there's O.J. number 88. He runs a nice pattern. He catches the ball with nothing but hands. It's just a real nice strip by Elijah Alexander. Pulling the ball out, it comes straight up in the air. Watch at the end of it. Nice catch with hands, but Alexander with the right hand pulling down on the arm for the first big play of this contest.
Colts capitalizing on an early turnover. Crowd kicks in. Manning pitch back. Marshall Faulk. And this overwhelming run defense of the Falcons stuffs him for a loss. Faulk could be about to join Roger Craig this season as the only runners to gain a. And they use double tights a lot of the time. Max protection. A loss of about 2 yards on the play. Manning from the shotgun on 2nd and 12. Not close. And now there's a fight breaking out on the field as there's a penalty marker thrown. Shane Dranette, number 75, got through and was on Manning. And we'll see if it was a late hit, and it's going to be a roughing the passer call. Major penalty. The Colts drive on. First the fumble recovery. Now the personal foul against the Falcons.
Now this is one of the things that Dan Reeves preached from the very beginning. Don't beat yourself. That is a nasty, nasty blow down low to the legs of Peyton Manning. That's not going to be allowed here in the National Football League.
What they should do is throw Shane Dranette out of the game. Nobody pays to see Shane Dranette. Everybody's here to follows the Colts to see Manning, one of the stars. If they don't protect the quarterbacks, you've got no league.
No, so this is back-to-back major mistakes by a Dan Reeves coach football team, which is very, very unusual. In fact, they lead the National Football League in fumbles recovered with 18, and now they come in and fumble right away, and then the bad penalty.
This Georgia crowd is intense. They kick in the noise level. 1st and 10 Colts. Manning. Faulk. Room for Marshall to run, and then a driving hit at the 11-yard line. Cornelius Bennett, the former Alabama All-American, and later the All-Pro with the Buffalo Bills, who came here as a free agent with a driving hit. A gain on the play, though, of about 3 yards.
Marshall Faulk ran into some trouble. You can see it right here. He ran into a bad attitude from Cornelius Bennett. What a perfect position. That's what you call good pad level. Got his pads below Marshall's and put him on his back.
Now Manning sends 2 wide receivers to the right. His terrific young receiver Marvin Harrison out for the season with a shoulder injury. Manning looks, throws near side. Marshall Faulk puts a move on, and he goes in. So it's the Colts who are going to be doing dirty dancing here, at least at the start of the game. Indianapolis capitalizing quickly on the turnover, the fumble by Santiago, bringing almost a smile to Coach Mora's face.
Don, I can't tell you how quick this move is. It's a subtle move by Marshall Faulk. First of all, very quick recognition by Peyton Manning. Look at the little subtle continuation as he catches the ball and spins away from Henry Crockett, number 94. Henry never had a chance against one of the quickest backs in the league.
That was Marshall Faulk's 70th reception of the season. And he leads the National Football League. The extra point hit up and good by Vanderjagt. And so the Colts, a big underdog on the Falcons' home field, come out fast and take a 7-0 lead. Marshall Faulk in the end zone with his 7th touchdown of the year, his 70th reception, and Peyton Manning with his 20th touchdown throw of the season. He's heading into record territory now for a rookie QB, Beasley.
Well, that is a record. And this Indianapolis offense is starting to put up some really big numbers. They shocked everybody with over 500 yards last week. So these dirty birds better get a little dirty quickly.
Gardocki kicks off. Here comes Tim Dwight. They love him in Atlanta. And he works his way out to the 25-yard line. Tackle on the play by Lamont Warren for the Colts, and the Atlanta Falcons go back on offense. As Manning, I don't know if he's getting instructions or congratulations, maybe a little of each.
Hey, I don't know if he's getting or giving. This guy is so smart when it comes to football. He's probably actively involved in the discussion. 10th consecutive game with a touchdown, as you saw there.
A record for a rookie QB. Chandler with an eye set. Christian the up back. Jamal Anderson. The play fake to him. Another fumble. Ball's on the field, and the Falcons have it back at their 13-yard line. And the Falcons with Kendall Shello coming through and making a big hit, knocking the ball free. Loss of 12 yards on the play. Right now it's the Colts who look like the playoff contender.
But Don, they can't have this. Chris Chandler has had a few injuries already this year. They cannot allow people to come free and bust him in the back like that. So this offensive line has got to work up. That's almost another fumble. And this Danry's team is based on not beating yourself.
Fortunately, the save by his lineman, but now it's 2nd down and 22. Jamal Anderson keeps trying, and the Colts have come out with an attitude today. They're not giving up much at all. And they're going right at the right side of the Colts defense. Gain on the play, gets the ball out to about the 17-yard line. Colts have been hit hard by injuries. Al Fontenot's out. They've got McCoy trouble with injury. So Kendall Shello starts today along with Larry Chester on the left side.
But Don, this is a defense at Indianapolis that needs a lot of help. They need a lot of people, but they will fight for a while. What normally happens is there's a letdown after a couple of really good series of play.
Falcons need a big play. The Falcons have won 8 straight home games dating back to last November. November a year ago, and now a throw downfield. There's a penalty marker signaled, and the call is going to go against the Colts. Looks like Monty Montgomery, who's starting at the left cornerback position for Jeff Burris, is going to be called.
Pass interference, number 38, defense. Automatic first down.
Basically, that got him out of a jam, to the dismay of Coach Jim Mora.
Yeah, it certainly did. There was a tangle up in the coverage. It's almost like, they called it on Tyrone Poole, and it looked like he was really had his back to the receiver, with the receiver running up his back, and trying to run the route for the wide receiver.
Now for the Falcons, first down and 10 at their 26-yard line. Anderson, still nothing happened, persisting on trying to get yards behind Bob Whitfield and Calvin Collins. Jamal Anderson coming in with over 1,300 yards rushing, as you mentioned, Beasley, second only to the great Terrell Davis in league rushing this year. McCoy and Morrison were on the stop for the Colts. Anderson's run 4 times today for just 13 yards. Well, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, you're right, Don. And really not shy about looking for contact. But so far, every hole is covered. I mean, the Indianapolis defense is doing a super job. Every gap is covered.
Last week, Jamal Anderson rushed for 188 yards against the Rams. Christian, the fullback, he doesn't get it often. Maybe that's why. Nothing. But a terrific blocker from Northwestern, Bob Christian. So now they're going to force Chandler into throwing the ball. Chandler has great passing numbers, 55%, 93 rating, but he's absolutely immobile, Beasley, against a pass rush.
Well, they've got to do a better job of protecting him. And that last play done, Tyrone Poole is he can't weigh 180 pounds. What a great tackle on the fullback, Christensen.
He gave away a lot, Ty Poole, but a head-on form tackle, squared up and knocked down Christian, the fullback. That makes it 3rd down and 7. There's a blitz. They pick it up, but not for long, as Chandler, he cannot get away from the big pass rush. And that is the 2nd sack of Chandler already today. That's why he's injured so much. A terrifically accurate passer, but no mobility, not any. Monty Montgomery putting the heat on.
Well, you're going to have a lot of blitzing coming in from this side and a lot of fakes out here. And so when the quarterback goes back, he's trying to figure out where the pressure is going to come from. You see Christensen had to go to the inside to block Alexander, number 50, coming right up that gap, and it left the right side wide open.
Here's Dan Straczynski hitting a high punt. He forces a lot of fair catches for the Falcons. Back for the Colts, fielding the ball at his 43-yard line. And that will make it first down and 10 after a 44-yard punt and no return. Dan Reeves trying to get his team in order. He told us yesterday, even with the good record 10-2, if we don't improve over the last 4 games, we shouldn't even be thinking about the Super Bowl. They're tough to run on. 2 years ago, they were 26th in run defense, the Falcons. Now they're 2nd this year. Manning airing it out. Long ball downfield. He's got an open man in Jerome Peyton, but the ball is off to the side. He can't get to it. Chat live with Dolphins quarterback Dan Marino this Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time on America Online at keyword Team NFL and on the web at www.nfl.com. Jim Mora very excited about the way his offense is coming up. He said the off-season program is going to be strictly geared towards bulking up the defense, getting more talent in. But he likes what's on the offensive side of the ball. Manning stands in, loops the ball. This is Peyton, a super fast receiver from the University of Washington. He's ahead for a gain of 8 yards out to the 50-yard line. Tackled on the play by Cornelius Bennett.
Jerome Peyton, you see there, number 86, is one of the fastest receivers in the league, clocked at 4.36 in the 40-yard dash. So he's very difficult to corral. And this is a guy that they really need to rise up because young Harrison, number 88, is injured with a separated shoulder.
1 year ago, this day, Peyton Manning quarterbacked the Tennessee Volunteers in this stadium to the SEC championship game victory. Now he throws. The ball is bobbled and caught by Dilger, a guy they've not been going too often. That's only his 21st catch, but Dilger is getting tremendously high grades for his expert blocking. He gets the first down. The ball is positioned at the 39-yard line of the Falcons.
Dilger's going to come from the other side of the field. He's really one of the sharp tight ends in the National Football League. See how he drags all the way across. That's a similar pattern, but running the opposite direction that they gave to Peyton. So looks like the game plan is to drag underneath the zone play of the Falcons.
Manning, there might be a motion penalty against the Colts. It looked like a little bit of action in the line before the snap of the ball.
prior to the snap. False start. Number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains
Peyton Manning. He's his team set back as he's setting records today. There as he goes over 2,800 yards, a rookie passing record for yardage. The 10 consecutive games with a touchdown pass, or 10 games with a touchdown pass, a rookie record also. The numbers keep building. But the lament of the Colts is they are 2-10. They have to win 2 of their last 4 to better last season's record. Falcons jumping into the gaps early. That was Travis Hall, number 98. Jim McNally, offensive line coach for Carolina, told us he
prior to the snap, encroachment, unabated move to the quarterback, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Thought Travis Hall was the toughest guy in the NFL to block that they faced.
Well, he's smallish, but he's very, very quick, Don. I don't know what he saw, but boy, he definitely jumped there. And I tell you, this is not typical of the Atlanta Falcons. When they jump off sides in practice, everyone has to run,
right,
or they start the drill all over again. Everything that Dan Reeves does and preaches is about discipline and not making mistakes.
Players all say that's what he brought in here. He brought discipline and conditioning. Reeves said the off-season program really got our team turned around. He said when guys are in condition, they feel better about themselves. Their confidence level rises. He said confidence is not built by talking about it. It's built by doing things, and he thought the first thing was good conditioning and good discipline.
I was shocked by the amount of time that he spent talking about getting these guys in shape.
Falcons are very keyed up, making early mistakes, but trust me when I tell you they are good. Here's a throw in the flat, and the ball goes out to Marcus Pollard, one of the tight ends, who gets ahead down inside the 30-yard line. They'll spot it right at the 30, an 8-yard gain, close to a first down, just short.
Well, it's just really just an out pattern. It's a 2 tight end offense, and so Peyton has got the opportunity to go to the right or the left. Both tight ends just came off the bounds, off the line of scrimmage, and ran straight to the sideline. That one's coming right at you. It's like you could catch that one at home. Good throw, good catch.
Good throwing by Manning, 4 of 5 for 39 yards. Looking at the end zone again. He's got a guy. Touchdown Colts. Torrance Small, who had a fabulous game last week with the 9 catches for 153 yards and a touchdown against the Ravens, catches a 30-yard touchdown pass. And the Falcons, and they're following here at the Georgia Dome, are stunned as Manning has come out and ripped him up with 2 touchdown throws.
Torrance Small is it doesn't describe who this guy is. It's a great run fake. Look how it draws up the linebackers, and this throw is magnificent. Torrance Small is 6'3", 209 pounds. The coach talked about him having to have a big day because Marvin Harrison is hurt, and he did it.
And we keep talking about Manning record speeds. That was his 21st touchdown pass. He's only the 2nd rookie quarterback to reach that total. Charlie Connolly of the Giants back in '48. Old Charlie from Ole Miss. He threw for 22 that season. In the first quarter are kicking off for a 3rd time in this game, and Manning Beasley's back on the phone talking about the good news. Another touchdown throw.
It worked last time.
Here's the kick, and here comes Tim Dwight from 4 yards deep. This man cares not a whit for his well-being, and Dwight takes it into open field. Gardocki can't get him. Finally, he's knocked out of bounds by Tyrone Poole. He might be the most popular Falcon, but wait, my friends, a yellow flag is down back at the 29. The bad news for Tim Dwight and the Falcons is it's coming back.
That is so, I tell you.
72-yarder.
Number 45 on the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Gary Downs was holding on the play. Here's Peyton Manning at work, his last throw for 30 yards and a touchdown to Torrance Small. Back to Atlanta after this.
Don, there's a little flaw in number 45, Gary Downs' technique. Now, he's the one that's called for holding here, and you can tell that it's holding because the defender is clearly, oddly, unable to get off that block.
Man. Well, the Falcons try again. They've been firing and falling back. The underdog Colts playing great football, and handoff now goes to Anderson, and again he's chopped down, no gain. Burt Berry and Kendall Shello are on the stop. Burt Berry, a second-year defensive end from Notre Dame. He was a linebacker in college, undersized but a very good pass rusher.
Don, I tell you what's happening here. Watch the defensive linemen. They are taking every gap. There is nothing available to Jamal, which is odd. I mean, these guys have not been playing this well against the run all season. They're one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to taking on the rush.
That was a great look. You see them slanting just into the gaps. Nothing there. Now there's a throw. Look at that pass downfield to Tony Martin. When Chandler has time, he is tremendous. A 19-yard gain to the fingertips of Tony Martin.
This is a solid route. It's against man-for-man coverage against Tyrone Poole. No, it's a zone. Tyrone hits him, then drops off. Now Tyrone is stuck between the fullback and the wide receiver, so he's got to pick the right one. He didn't that time.
Dan Reeves told us the throws that Chandler makes in practice that just amaze his teammates practice after practice. He is just a fabulously accurate forward passer if they can keep the rush off him. Now they go back to Jamal Anderson, and nothing's happening for Jamal, who's a guy that says he looks stronger as the game goes on. Dan Reeves says of Jamal Anderson, he has unbelievable confidence in himself. Late in the game, he's at his best.
Well, Dunn, I want to congratulate in the early going this defensive line of the Indianapolis Colts. Tony McCoy, Bertrand, Berry, these guys are plugging holes and stopping the second best runner in football.
No question. He's had nowhere to go. Jamal Anderson on second down. Chandler takes a look, fires a strike. Beautifully done. Terrence Mathis putting on moves, and he gets to the Colts 40-yard line. A 21-yard gain on the play as Chandler now starts throwing strikes.
These two wide receivers have done a good job all season long. Now, if you can't run the ball, then you have to pass it. Chandler has got to force them to pay more attention to the pass in order to break Jamal Anderson free, and so far he's getting it done on this drive.
Colt fans will remember Chandler back in '88. He was a third-round draft choice of Indianapolis, started 13 games, and had a 9-4 record as a starter. Oh, trick play. There's a wide-open guy downfield. Look at this. Touchdown. Running free is Tony Martin, a 40-yard touchdown play. And all of a sudden, the Falcons are right back in the game. I could have caught that one, Beasley.
That was incredible. Jim Moore very disappointed that his defense was fooled to that degree. But when you give Jamal Anderson the ball, people have to pay attention to it. And Don, it is a standard of a Dan Reeves team. There's always some little wrinkle, some little trick play in the offense that you have to worry about, and there it was. He got that from Tom Landry.
Was that an old cowboy?
Absolutely.
Well, you played for Dan Reeves and Tom Landry at Dallas. You were there. Here's a penalty marker fired in the air before the snap for the extra point attempt. Boy, Tony Martin making the catch with his 5th touchdown catch of the year. Well, he was so open, it was unbelievable.
The ball goes to Jamal. Jamal is going to take it, and then with one hand, look how perfect the fake is. And let me tell you something, you can't get any more wide open than that. And Don, I played wide receiver also in the league, and that's one of the hardest catches to make. When you're wide open like that, standing by yourself, you have time to think about too many negative things.
Well, guys say you're afraid you'll go blind while it's coming down. And something will go wrong. Morton Anderson, maybe the greatest place kicker ever, hits the extra point up and through. And the Falcons with the big hit. Chandler throwing for a touchdown in his 23rd straight game. That is a Atlanta Falcon record. And touchdown Tony Martin is on the payoff end. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese back at the Georgia Dome. 40-yard touchdown throw by Chandler. And the Falcons now trail the Colts 14-7. A booming kick. Anderson drives it deep. In his 17th year, he can still kick with the best of them on the kickoffs also. There's the touchdown. Beasley.
Don, take a look at what happens to the defense. They're all coming up. Look at all of the white shirts rushing up, thinking that Jamal Anderson is going to run the football. Of course, he flips it back to Chandler. Chandler with a wide open bomb out to Mr. Martin. Tony Martin with the touchdown.
And that cuts into the Colts' early 14-0 lead. It's now 14-7. Chandler, originally Indianapolis Colt, is with the 6th NFL team. Bill Walsh has always rated him one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he's healthy. Manning, timing throw on the flank. And the ball is broken up. Very nearly a perfect throw. Is right on the numbers of E.G. Green, a rookie receiver from Florida State. Tonight on CBS, critics are calling The Christmas Wish a contemporary twist on It's a Wonderful Life. Debbie Reynolds and Neil Patrick Harris star in the CBS Sunday night movie The Christmas Wish. It's tonight here on CBS. And right now here on CBS, it's Dan Reeves and his Falcons trying to stop Peyton Manning and the Colts. Manning with 2 touchdown throws today. Again, far flank, and he overshoots. Man, what's E.G. Green looking at? He could have played on that ball. Now, while we have a moment, it's time to go to New York and to Jim Nantz. Jim.
All right, guys, while you're watching the young quarterback Manning, check out this young quarterback for Seattle. He'll be the starter the rest of the year, and he's hooked up with Joey Galloway now twice. This one covering 70 yards, 58 yards just a moment ago to give the Seahawks the 14-7 lead. Let's go back to Don and Beasley.
Thanks, Jim. John Kitna, the guy didn't even have a college scholarship. He had a walk-on for Washington.
And no one is going to catch Joey Galloway from behind. No one.
No. Joey Galloway's 2 guys in the league who can run with him and run around the Jets. Here's a play over the middle and driving tackle by Jesse Tuggle. Jesse goes boom. The 10th straight year he's led the Falcons in tackling, and he levels E.G. Green, the rookie.
Well, watch the hit, because Tuggle has been doing this for so many years. He's one of the emotional leaders on this defense, and this is what, they need right now, somebody to wake everybody up, and that'll wake you up. Hello.
Now the Colts are finally stopped, and they have to punt the ball. Tim Dwight is back. Chris Gardocki left foots the ball at his 15. He's from the Atlanta area, from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Gardocki. There's Dwight. This is where the blocking fouls often occur, and there's a penalty marker when a guy cuts back. The pursuers turn, and the blockers hit him in the back, and you have a penalty. Tony Correnti, our referee, is we're down to 2:01 to play in the first half. Jim Moore and his Colts coming in with a 2-10 record.
During the return of the kick, holding number 35 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report, Jim Nantz, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, and Michael Lombardi will have all the scores and highlights, plus a preview of the Denver-Kansas City game later today. That's all coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report. So the Falcons, who scored on their last possession with some brilliant throwing by Chandler, now start out after the penalty at their 19-yard line. Wingback set to the right. Pitch back to Jamal Anderson. And the Colts give him again nothing at all. May have lost a yard on the play as Michael Barber at middle linebacker shot the gap.
Don, this Atlanta football team did not come to the Georgia game zone today to wage war. Look how everybody once again is moving to the gaps. No one is being blocked. Now this is an offensive line and a running back. Look, every hole is covered. Nowhere for Jamal to go. But Don, the problem is an attitudinal problem with Atlanta. They didn't come here to fight today. They came here to beat a team that's not supposed to be very good.
Well, we'll see if they pick it up.
They better wake up.
Chandler's picked it up. He's 4 for 4, throwing for 69 yards and a touchdown. This they hate to see. Chandler running the ball. He's playing on a bad ankle. He was questionable this week. Did not play last week because of an ankle injury suffered when he was sacked. He's a tough guy. He'll hang in. One of 10 kids who played at the University of Washington with so much ability. You wonder why he's been with so many teams. Here's an injury suffered in earlier in the season. This was back in October, and he was hurt. just is not mobile. November 22nd. This is the one that knocked him out of last week's game with the Rams, which the Falcons won 21-10. Third down. Chandler with 3 wides. Changes the play. Colts come with a complex blitz. Throw and a catch downfield. It's going to be a first down for Atlanta as O.J. Santiago, who fumbled after he caught a ball earlier, and that was turned into a touchdown, makes the play.
One of the things that we were told about Chris Chandler is that you cannot believe his accuracy. Dan Reeves said he had no idea what he was going to get when he got this guy and took a look at him throw. He said that the young man is phenomenal. He talked about his accuracy as being a big surprise.
And that is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Indianapolis Colts 14, the Atlanta Falcons 7. We'll return to the Georgia Dome right after this message. Peyton Manning having a big day so far. He's accounted for both the Indianapolis touchdowns with passes. Now up to 21 touchdown throws in this his rookie season. Jim Mora said last week he wasn't a good rookie. He was a tremendous quarterback. Looked like a guy had been around for 10 years. Now we'll see if Chandler can get another offense going as he did in the last possession. Another throw over the middle, and it's good for a first down.
So, you know, Don, you can tell that the game plan has changed for Atlanta. They are now going to the pass, little play action pass.
Don Criqui with Beasley Reese here at Atlanta. The Falcons have been a team that's really come on late in the game to win. That's been the problem with the Colts. They've played some great football for 3.5 quarters. Unfortunately, they have to play it out through the fourth. Late in the game, they seem to have problems. And today, they'll try to hang in. They have the lead again early today. Stunning Atlanta with a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. And still the Colts giving up yards very grudgingly to the run, as Jamal Anderson keeps trying that defense and not with much success.
Well, the Colts have discovered something. I mean, they have something figured out. It's either the alignment that Atlanta's giving them that is tipping them off, because they seem to be slanting or moving right into the play every time they give the ball to Jamal Anderson. This is a superior defensive job so far by the Indianapolis Colts.
It really is. Very well done. Colts with an excellent plan. But Chandler's a guy that can solve defenses. He takes a drop, takes a look, dumps it over the middle, makes a connection. A penalty marker is fired in. Field judge way back fires the penalty marker in as the throw is to Jamal Anderson, the tackle by Elijah Alexander. Let's see what Tony Correnti finds. Holding on the Colts defense gives the Atlanta Falcons a first down.
Holding, number 34, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Monty Montgomery called for the hold, but he's played well for the most part. Made some big tackles. He started for the injured Jeff Burris at cornerback.
And then I tell you what happens here. This is trips out here. They put a lot of players out to the right side of the offensive formation, and what the defenders are, they're worried about traffic, so they grab guys, and that's what happened there.
Chandler and the Falcons now go from the Colts 48. Chandler on the run. Ooh, a late hit. It could be a flag. When you go feet first, you're supposed to be protected. Michael Barber took a shot, and the Falcons start up with him after the play. No flag.
Let them play. Let them play, Don.
Spoken like a true defender.
Let me tell you something. I like this about Chris Chandler. He knows that his team needs a little wake-up call. This is the second run, so he's showing the team that this game is serious. This is not just something we can walk through here and win.
Second down. Chandler running well. He gained almost 8 yards. Now Anderson finally breaks it up the middle. He looks for people to hit when he breaks the gap. A 10-yard gain up the middle by Jamal Anderson, and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, finally they get a hole. It's right in here. Jamal Anderson reads it perfectly. And a lead block by Christensen, number 44. The fullback is very, very good. And that's the type of holes, that's the type of openings that Jamal is accustomed to seeing. A nightmare for defensive backs playing against this guy.
And the Falcons now challenging, down by 7. Chandler gets time. Look out. Long ball. End zone. There's a receiver and a terrific defensive play. As Monty Montgomery, they're going right after him. He makes a big play, breaking it up. All intended for Terrence Mathis.
Well, they better do something better than that, because that was a very average pattern by Mathis and great coverage. Nobody fooled anybody. That's Chandler's first miss. He's 6 of 7 so far today. But Terrence Mathis has got to put a wrinkle on that. You know, a little stop and go, fake something.
He's going to go back to it before long. Montgomery playing way off him. The top of your screen, you can't see Montgomery. He's not going to get beat deep. Hand off. Here's Anderson, and all of a sudden he starts to break tackles. Jamal Anderson. A 9-yard gain. He's a terrific guy, Anderson. And he just says, you know, they talk about my baby face and they don't think I'm tough, but I show them.
You know, Don, watch this. This is called great pad level. Look how low Jamal Anderson runs when he's about to get hit. Now watch this. Down low, matches the runner.
Goes after guys.
Man, is that brutal.
He says, I like it late in the game when they're kind of twitching their necks and looking around and thinking, maybe I don't want a whole lot more of this guy. Anderson now up to 38 yards rushing on 10 carries. 3rd and short. Chandler in trouble. They sack him for a 3rd time. Back at the 32-yard line. And it's Montgomery.
He's playing a heck of a game, Don.
He is.
This Montgomery.
He's a 2nd-year defensive back from the University of Houston. They've been going after him, and he's been responding.
Well, I tell you what happens here. They get the blitz. It's a lucky call. They happen to call Montgomery on the blitz at a time when Chandler is trying to fool everybody with the naked bootleg. It's a cat and mouse game, and the Colts got the best of that one.
And here is Morton Anderson, an NFL record holder. He has scored over 100 points 12 times. This time he's wide left. Only his 4th miss of the year, and the other 3 were long ones. Just like that. So the drive is stopped, and the Colts come away without giving up points thanks to Montgomery and that sack. Colts led early 14-0. Now it's 14-7. Manning with 2 touchdown throws today, lining up his Colts at the 38-yard line. Falk got a couple to the 40. Taken down there by Chuck Smith and Jesse Tuggle. Let's take a look at the CBS Sportsline question of the week. Who is the most feared pass rusher in the game today? Kevin Green, Bruce Smith, Reggie White. Log on to vote at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online at keyword CBS Sportsline. Who's your pick, Beasley?
Without question, it's Reggie White this season. He's leading the league in sacks.
Tearing it up.
What more do you need to know?
The snap to Manning. The throw and a connection to Marshall Faulk, his 71st catch of the year, as he continues to lead the National Football League in number of receptions. Good, very good pass blocking by these Colts also.
But Don, they're facing a defense that's really had great success. But take a look at Terry. These are young guys. Look, 2nd-year man, a rookie. 22, 23, 29, 23, 24. So the future is very bright in Indianapolis when it comes to what's up front. And it's what's up front that counts, believe me, when it comes to making yardage.
3rd down. Manning steps in. Another quick timing throw. Marshall Faulk putting on moves. 1st down and more for the Colts, down to the 48-yard line of Atlanta. Manning has been sacked just twice in the last 9 games total. Twice in 9 games.
Well, this offensive line is great. Also, Peyton Manning has learned how to get the ball out of his hands. He's making, look how quick that decision is. You're not going to get to Peyton Manning when he's releasing the ball that quickly. And another point, Marshall Faulk is just so at ease in his game.
He is. He's
he
smooth.
looks so fluid and comfortable.
Very silky smooth, weaving through the pass protectors, catching the ball and running. Here is Manning. Another throw. Look at that bullet. It comes in high, and here's a penalty marker fired in from way back. Now we're going to Marcus Pollard. He's the man who made that heroic catch and stretch into the end zone that beat the Jets in a major upset. Ask Jim Mora who he thinks is a top team in the AFC. He said the Jets.
Holding number 97.
Eugene Robinson, who's been a big acquisition.
Penalty, automatic.
In his 14th year from Colgate, he was a key player on the Green Bay World Championship team of 2 years ago. Cornelius Bennett now his flag. Is that Bennett they're calling it on? Yeah. So the Colts with the advancement out of penalty yards get the ball inside the 43-yard line of the Falcons. Pitch back. Marshall Faulk. He got some, not a lot, close to the 40. Clock runs. Tackle by the middle backer Jesse Tuggle from Valdosta State here in Georgia.
There are so many fights and squabbles going on in this game. This is the most I've seen. About every third play, there's a couple of guys going at it a little bit.
Just like we like it.
Well, just like we like it. Let them play. Is my phrase.
That's it. It's
the boys
listen.
be boys.
Jim Morris said you worry about your team giving up. He said, I don't even have to talk about that with these guys. He said nobody gives up. He said we're understaffed on defense, but we battle, and the record shows that. They've won infrequently, but they're fighters, and here is Manning throwing again. Look at that throw. Ball on the field, but it was down. Field cannot cause a fumble.
Good call.
So Torrance Small makes the catch, and it looks like he has a first down. Good call all the way. Ray Buchanan, the former Colt, defending.
Let me tell you something. This offensive line of the Colts, they're picking up blitzes. They are shutting down gaps. I mean, it's a great job. Watch the pocket that Peyton Manning gets here. These guys are going to bow out. Peyton is going to violently and aggressively. The Colts come at this guy. He's getting the ball out quickly, and the offensive line is doing a good job.
Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator. Howard Mudd, the longtime 49er, the offensive line coach. They all talk about how he's helping. Here's Torrance Small looking for a place to go. Not much to be found. He did get some, though, and got the ball inside the 30-yard line, where strong safety William White got him down.
Well, I love this little razzle-dazzle that we're getting here today. I love trick stuff, Don.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's only great.
Yeah. Nice play fake. It wasn't as good as you know, the kind that really get everybody fooled, because you see that the Falcons adjust to it very quickly. Tuggle misread it completely. Started hard to the right and had to come back.
Manning 9 of 12 throwing the ball for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Falk burst to speed, turns the corner, and is hammered out of bounds at about the 21-yard line, and a marker comes in late. Michael Booker, the cornerback on that side, might be called for a late hit.
No, I think it was Eugene Robinson.
Oh, Robinson got it? Somebody did. It's on the Falcons.
Now, I love Eugene Robinson. What a leader. But, boy, I mean, he hit Marshall about 2-3 yards out of bounds there.
Booker got him out of bounds, and we'll see if it was number 41 on the late hit.
Well, there seems to be some discussion here.
6 minutes and 60. These officials are under tremendous pressure. They're the best officials in football. They get hired by being the best in college football.
There is no.
But there's so much pressure on them now with the criticism. It's unbelievable. And the truth is, they do their job better than anybody on the field. They grade out higher than any player in the correctness of what they do.
Well, here's a great look at it, and the officials, I think, correctly called no foul, because even though Eugene hit him when he was on the white, Eugene had dropped his shoulder and was moving into him while Marshall was right at the edges of the green. That's close, though. That could have been a foul.
I think it was a foul. He hit him out of bounds. Okay. That's what the rule is.
That's what I meant. It was a foul.
It is a first down, though, as Marshall with that burst of speed up the far sideline. Jim Moore and his wife Connie house hunting in Indianapolis. I said, did you buy one? He said, I saw one the other day, but I didn't like it. I said, well, that's a good reason not to buy it.
That's always
still looking.
When you don't like them, don't buy them. You don't want to wake up every morning saying, you know, I don't really like this.
The ex-Marine Jim Mora
intense.
Turn the New Orleans Saints around and talk to these Colt hierarchy. They're really optimistic, and well, they should be. This is a big-time NFL offense right now. So far today, the defense has stood tall for the Colts. Manning throws. Look at that play to Dilger, the tight end. Manning with absolutely a laser-sharp throw for 17 yards and a first down. That's his best throw of the day right there. On the run, just like his dad years ago. There's a call against the Falcons, which they'll quickly
Offside.
decline.
Number 90 defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
This Manning has turned into something beautiful the first year.
Well, watch his athletic ability. What looked a little gawky to me in college is beautiful in the NFL. The Colts coaches have done a super job working with Manning's footwork. And boy, you talked about is phenomenal. Now watch Peyton. Look at the balance point where he releases that ball. You can see the athletic ability.
Perfect strike. Last year the debate was Manning or Leaf. They wouldn't have that conversation this year. Marshall Faulk up the middle. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And the Colts, when they had the big lead and then saw a challenge, all of a sudden respond with their third touchdown of the day, a point away from taking a 21-7 lead.
Now, we have phenomenal performers in this football game. Marshall Faulk, we see him outrun people around the edges of the offense, and then here the tough yards right up the middle through a couple of pretty good linebackers. Marshall Faulk scores.
The Colts with a brilliant game plan, which is all meaningless unless it's executed, and the execution has been tremendous. Vanderjagt, extra point is good, and the underdog Colts have reason to smile. Faulk in the end zone and a 21-7 lead for Indianapolis. Back at the Georgia Dome, Marshall Faulk with the fourth rushing touchdown of the season for the Colts. He has all four. And that's the first rushing touchdown given up by Atlanta in 25 quarters over 6 games. Tim Dwight. Boom. He goes out to the 26-yard line. So now we'll see if Chandler in the right arm can crank it up and get the Falcons moving down the field. First 4 possessions today of the Indianapolis Colts. Touchdown, touchdown, punt, touchdown. Those kind of numbers are going to get you in the playoffs before long. Bill Parcells of the Jets told his team before they played the Colts the second time that the Colts aren't going to win our division this year, but they're going to decide who does. And then the next day, the Colts went out and upset the Jets. Right now, they're upsetting the 10-2 Falcons in Atlanta, 21-7. Chandler looks. Another throw, crossing pattern. Martin on the run. And he runs it out to the 39-yard line where Barber got him down, but there's a 13-yard gain on the play. Monday on CBS, if you're tired of laughing at your own family, try laughing at his. Kevin James stars with Jerry Stiller in the new hit comedy King of Queens. That's Monday here on CBS.
Jerry Stiller is the absolute best.
How about when he was Lombardi in those commercials?
He is the funniest man.
First down and 10. Chandler, his team down by 14, takes a look. Another throw. He gets his tight end, Brian Kozlowski, and he's out close to the 45-yard line. Gain on the play of about 7 yards.
Both of these, I'm sorry, Don, both of these quarterbacks going through their progressions very well. They start off looking downfield, looking for the curl, the out routes, 12, 14 yards deep. If it's not there, they are taking the underneath drag routes. Both quarterbacks working their offenses pretty well.
Chandler has been tremendous throwing the ball. He's hit 8 of 9 for 128 yards and a touchdown. Another throw. Man, these guys are something to watch. Reeves, harkening back to Dan Reeves yesterday, said this guy's accuracy, you have to see it day after day in practice to realize how tremendous he is. That was a 12-yard game. Reeves had warned his team, we've got to get better. We can't let down. We can't rest on 10-2. We're not going near a Super Bowl unless we improve over the last 4 games.
Well, Atlanta still, I'm confident. I feel good about this statement. They came into this game. They were not ready to go to war. And I think that the Colts are going to wake them up pretty soon.
This is a big drive. They don't want to go in down by more than 7. Handoff. Anderson, straight arm, and a terrific hit put on. Barber was the first guy to come through and get him. And then Tyrone Poole, a cornerback, came up and cut him low. So Anderson is stopped for virtually no gain at the 43-yard line. Let's take a look at our QBs now they're doing today, both with big numbers early.
Well, you see that Chandler with the most yards with 140, but Manning with the big stat, that being the 2 touchdowns. Both guys are mistake-free, no interceptions.
Marker goes down, and we'll see what the call is. Might be a motion penalty against the Atlanta Falcons. Chandler, a big quarterback.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 89, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Chandler at 6'4", 230 pounds. The son-in-law of the former 49er quarterback, John Brody. This is Chandler's 6th team. He started with the Colts, went to the Arizona Cardinals, was with Tampa Bay, with the Rams, with the Oilers, and now with the Atlanta Falcons, where he recently signed a 5-year, $25 million contract.
That'll work.
He's not going anywhere.
No more calls. We have a winner.
Behind him, though, the first guy to come in will be Steve DeBerg, who's 44 years old. He's actually the quarterback coach. Another whistle. Play is stopped. Colts might have called a timeout.
Charge timeout. Indianapolis.
Yeah, they did. The Colts called a timeout with 2:15 to go. They want to see if they can use the clock to help stop this drive. Get the ball back. The Falcon fans, they still have not sold the building out. Somebody wrote in the paper the Falcons get home field in the playoffs. Do you think it'll be blacked out locally? But it's been down so long. This is only the 6th time they've had a playoff team in 33 years. Chandler takes a look, has some time, gets the ball downfield. That's an interference call on Tyrone Poole, but it would look from here, but the official on top of it says no. The Colts haven't been winning for Jim Mora, but he knows his team has no quit.
Teams don't quit. Teams don't mail it in, and they get paid good money to work hard and play hard, and basically they do that. And hey, I don't even dwell on that. I mean, I don't even say, hey guys, we're not going to quit. That's because I don't even factor that in as a possibility.
Well, he's sure right about him. These Colts, they might not be winning, but nobody really wants to play them. Now with the offense they have at this point. And they're up on the favored Falcons 21-7. Chandler dumps it off. Look at that throw. Jamal Anderson looking for somebody to run into. On 3rd down and 14, he breaks it ahead for a 21-yard gain. Down to the 2-minute warning. You can see Chandler walking a little gingerly on that bad ankle, but there's certainly nothing wrong with his right arm. Back in a moment.
Which of these two computers is...
With Beasley Reese, Don Criqui back at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, where the underdog Colts hold a 21-7 lead over the Falcons. Let's take a look at the last play by Chandler. Under duress, he throws a side armor.
Don, this is how close it is, you know, between a big play and a bad play. He holds on to the ball, doesn't fumble, gets it out using his strength, and it turns into a big play, what might have been a really negative play.
Mark Thomas, a recent acquisition, 75, was putting the pressure on him. Chandler takes a look, throws to an open man. Anderson still running, still knocking people over. What a play. See what this league is all about, Jamal Anderson?
Oh, I love the guy, and I talked about it earlier, but it bears repeating. A 22-yard gain, and it's all based on pad level. Young players remember that phrase. Jamal Anderson is built low to the ground, number one. Number two, he's going to get his pads lower than yours. The guy who gets the lowest wins. Watch this. He gets down lower than Poole. He gets down lower than the next defender, and that's how he's able to stay on his feet. Pad level.
First and goal, Falcons down by 14. Anderson. He goes down to the goal line. No signal. Colts are fighting like there might be a loose ball. We get Tony McCoy signaling it's their ball. They kept it. But there's no dirty bird dancing, which usually comes after a Jamal Anderson touchdown. Terrence Mathis might have come up with the ball. Anderson, a very motivated guy. When he came out of Utah 5 years ago, there were 200 players picked ahead of him, including 24 running backs. So every team I play, he says that he's going against. Oh, man, that was really out of there.
Yeah, Elijah Alexander, number 50, put his head right on the ball and knocked it out. Atlanta's very lucky that Mathis was there to get it.
Very lucky. Colts continue to hit hard. Watch Anderson, 32. Here's Jamal Anderson. He goes in. It's the dirty bird. Coach Dan Reeves, they said, are you going to do the dirty bird, Coach? He says, if we get to the Super Bowl, I'll do it all the way down Main Street. 13th touchdown of the year. Second in the NFL this season is Jamal Anderson in touchdown scoring.
Dan should have picked a shorter street. That Main Street's a long one.
That's right. He's going to do it good if they get to that Super Bowl.
Well, that's good blocking at the point of attack, and you cannot arm tackle a man built like Jamal Anderson. He's got a weird body. Look how wide he is. He's about 5'11", 240.
It's really not that complicated a dance. That's something out of the Balanchine Dance Company.
No, doesn't take lessons. You can just do it first try.
You get the message.
Yeah, you can do it first try.
Morton Anderson ready to try the point after he has extended his league record by scoring in 235 consecutive games. Our CBS statistician Bill George totaling the numbers. Our producer today for CBS is Al Szymanski, director J.D. Hansen, executive producer Terry Ewert, coming to you from the Georgia Dome, where the Falcons now cut the Indianapolis Colts lead back to 7. And Jamal Anderson's 13th touchdown of this season. We got a good one going in Georgia. All the scores and highlights, plus a preview of the Denver-Kansas City game. That's all coming up on the NASDAQ Amex halftime report.
Don, one of those dirty birds, the first one was wearing a Rolex. Monday through Friday, he's probably the executive at Bell South. On Sundays, he dresses up like a dirty bird.
Here's the kickoff. Hit downfield. It's hit deep. Morton Anderson continues to force touchbacks. Jamal Anderson's mom among the. Oh, that's his mom that's doing the dirty dancing up there. His dad is a very well-known Hollywood security firm that guards stars. He's friendly with all the big names, from Muhammad Ali to Ray Charles, Whitney Houston. Terrific guy. I mean, he's a soft-spoken baby face, but he is a tough guy.
Yeah, don't let that face fool you. He's looking for trouble on the football field.
You don't hit him, he hits you. He's looking for people to level when he runs the ball. Now let's see what Manning can do. Falk dives across to the 21-yard line, not wanting to risk a throw this late in the half. 1:12 to play in it. Travis Hall was on the stop. Falk's been magnificent.
Yes, he has.
Manning from the shotgun in this stadium where last year he quarterbacked the Volunteers of Tennessee to a win over Auburn in the SEC championship game. Vols following it up with a win last night over Mississippi State in the SEC title game. There was a 9-yard gain on that throw. Jerome Payton was on the receiving end. This has been the site of a Super Bowl, and Atlanta Falcon fans hope it's the home field of a Super Bowl team. But right now, rookie Peyton Manning, who's been brilliant, has directed the Colts to a 21-14 lead. Falcons should be starting some timeouts now to try and get the ball back. Travis Hall, who their Carolina coaches say is unblockable, from Alaska.
Well, he's got a great motor, Don. He's got a unique set of skills that most offensive linemen don't have to deal with. Number one, he's only about 270. He's cat quick. And when I say motor, he never stops when it comes to effort to get to the ball carrier or the passer.
Lester Archambault, you saw there, number 92. He leads the Atlanta Falcons in sacks with 8. He said, our defense doesn't have a weakness. This is a guy who was a straight A student, Archambault, at Stanford in engineering. Tim Dwight is back. Gardocki standing in to punt the ball. 46 seconds left on the clock. And with a long-range kicker like Morton Anderson, he has missed one long one today. The Falcons could get in position for more points to cut into the Colts' lead more. Ball well hit downfield. Tim Dwight from the 18. And Dwight works his way out to the 33-yard line with 35 seconds to play. Brad Banta brought him down. A 55-yard punt by Gardocki and a 15-yard return. And there they go again. Beasley starting up after the play.
Yeah, that's the 5th or 6th fight in this game. And you honestly don't see a lot of fighting in the National Football League.
No, because you get big fines and suspensions.
Well, you also, you're tired too. And you're wearing pads. I mean,
and I think these officials are doing a terrific job.
Yes, they are. To have a fight in the NFL, you have to get undressed to do any damage.
We got a doubleheader day here on CBS. Check your local listings. The Chiefs go into Mile High to meet the unbeaten Denver Broncos. The Dolphins are out at Oakland to play the Raiders. And it's Baltimore against Tennessee in Nashville. Check your local listings on this doubleheader day on CBS. Right now, Chris Chandler and his Falcons down by 7. 35 seconds left on the first half clock. Blitz picked up beautifully. Open throw. Bob Christian, the fullback, gets out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Falcons with one timeout remaining.
Well, you just saw a close-up look at Chandler in this exigent moment.
Hogan pose.
Yeah, that's some signal of something. I think it means something strong or big or aggressive or masculine.
Something of that nature.
Yeah, something of that nature. But Chandler, look on his face, just so calm. He's been here so many times.
He's hit 12 of 14.
Real veteran.
They got with a 4-man rush. He steps up. Play fakes. There's a penalty marker down. There could be a call. There is a call in the backfield. We'll see if it's a hold. It is. It's against the Falcons. So the big rush. The Colt front four, led by Tony McCoy, leads to a penalty on the Falcons.
You know what I like about this decision, Don? Chris was confused. He did not know where to go with the football, so he ate it. As opposed to giving
number 68 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
As opposed to giving Indianapolis the ball in good territory, he ate it.
Calvin Collins is the guy who called here, the left guard, for holding. 68.
Yeah, it happened in the back behind Chris Chandler.
Yeah, if Chandler never runs a step in an entire season, that's fine with Dan Reeves. They want to keep him up because when he's in there healthy and throwing, man, he's something. He could be looking long ball, and he likes to go to Martin when he does. 2nd and 10. Chandler takes a look. He goes long ball. That's Martin. He's got it. And a penalty marker comes in. He did indeed go Tony Martin long ball. What hands on this guy.
Don, this was the nastiest shot on a quarterback that I've seen this season. I mean, you talk about walking away from a car wreck. Chandler walks away from one this time, and standing in and making a courageous throw, he certainly did.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 45 defense. The penalty
14
assist,
seconds
15
left on the
yards.
clock. Guys like Chandler can do a lot in 14 seconds. Tim Houck, one of the safeties.
But watch the hit on Chandler. He'll have to stand in. He sees it coming and then right through both knees. That's the type of shot that can put you in the hospital.
That was Mark Thomas coming in low.
Oh. Now Hawk at the end of this, the throw and catch are phenomenal. And you saw the sliding left hand down the face mask. He let it go immediately, though.
Just 14 seconds left. One shot into the end zone and then a field goal try. There's the shot. Caught. He gets out of bounds. 8 seconds left. What do we do, Beasley? Do we send the Dirty Bird dancer into the middle or do we risk it? They do have a timeout left.
I think this is a very confident football team, and they step up and they run it in. They've got one shot. Maybe play action fake and throw it, but I take a shot at the touchdown.
Oh, they're going to do that.
This is fantastic.
I thought it was the one. They moved it back down to the 4-yard line, so they'll throw the ball. Dan Reeves, he saw his team down by 14 twice in this game, 14-0 and 21-7. Now they're looking to get a tying touchdown, maybe on the last play of the half. Throw. Incomplete. 5 seconds left.
Great decision. And you see how quickly they threw it to conserve the time. That's excellent.
They're not going to risk not getting points. The crowd wants them to go for the touchdown, but now they're calling the field goal team back.
Yeah, they're bringing them back. That's excellent time management by Dan Reeves to call that play where they threw it so quickly.
What's what somebody said, Beasley? If you coach listens to the people in the stands, it won't be long before he's sitting up there with them.
No.
Not in the case of Reeves, but let's see what they go to.
You want to know what a crazy call would be?
What's that?
Chandler with the quarterback keeper. No one would expect it.
He looks. You got it. Chandler, touchdown. There it is. Who to thunk it, Beasley, other than yourself, and there it is. What a football game.
This is awesome. This is incredible. The quarterback is the only guy uncovered. Everybody else is taken care of man for man.
Now Morton Anderson with a point after try that would tie the game. He does. And the first half ends on a touchdown run by quarterback Chris Chandler of the Falcons. This building is loud. And the game is tied up at 21-all. Look at Coach Reeves. Kick the ball off for the Atlanta Falcons. Aaron Bailey, number 80, is back deep for the Colts. If you like touchdowns, this is the place to be. 42 first half points. Here is another big kick. Anderson booms it deep. Bailey 9 yards deep. Wisely downs the ball, and it comes out to the 20 on a touchdown. The making of a quarterback, Peyton Manning, a rising star in the NFL. From the Volunteers of Tennessee to some early problems in the first 6 games, 11 sacks, 14 interceptions, 6 touchdowns. Then he started to come of age. The next 6 games, just 2 sacks, 9 interceptions, 13 touchdown throws, 2 more today. As Manning and the Colts offense are on the rise. Here's Manning standing in. He throws and it's picked off. Inside the 20 is the former Colt Ray Buchanan, who said he hasn't forgotten. He didn't think he was well treated by the Colts, so they tried very hard to sign him. Then they spent millions, and guys like Burris afterwards. He was looking for a big play, and he gets one, and all of a sudden this game has turned dramatically on the first possession of the second half.
I can't tell you how sweet this interception is for Ray Buchanan. In our meeting, he openly talked about, he said, I have forgiven, but I did not forget. Look how he steps in front of Small here. The guy's one of the best defensive backs in the league. Opportunistic. He is a gambler and a guy who will get you the football.
And that Beasley is the 29th takeaway of the year for the Falcon defense. That's number 2 in the NFL. Now Chandler and the Falcons looking to take the lead for the first time. Here's a throw and a catch inside the 5-yard line. Tony Martin with another diving catch just off the ground, a 10-yard gain.
Chris Chandler is a tough guy.
Oh, he's an accurate guy also.
That's like a Atlanta tradition now. Little dirty bird action, and pretty little girl gets the ball. Look at that baby next to her looking at the ball.
7th catch for Martin today for 140 yards. Anderson working hard, gets down to about the 2 on a 1st and goal carry. As the Falcons very cautious with the ball now. They had problems holding on to it. You'll remember down at the goal line earlier, a fumble by Anderson was recovered by a teammate and enabled the Falcons to score a touchdown. Ian Reeves, I mean, this is the kind of game that coaches get old. Early mistakes, then spectacular plays, tie game. It could be broken shortly.
98 points off turnovers, and they've got a chance to add to it here.
Chandler looks, fires, touchdown. Clarence Mathis, his 8th touchdown of the season. As the brilliant passing of Chandler continues. In his 25 games as a Falcon, Chris Chandler has thrown for 22 touchdowns and no interceptions inside the opponent's 20 in the red zone.
You have got to look at the play fake here. 2 linemen going this way, the fake to Christensen underneath. The defense is totally lost and confused.
And coming wide open is Terrence Mathis with his 54th catch of the year. And the Falcons rally back. Down by 14 twice in the first half. They now lead 28-21.
Boy, you see the traffic. Half of the offense going to the left, the other half to the right. The defense doesn't know what's coming. And I tell you what's coming. It's Terrence Mathis and a touchdown.
Ray Buchanan says he's become somewhat of a golfing fanatic, and he holds his former teammate Marshall Faulk responsible. Anderson ready to kick it off. You don't run many of his back because they're usually 9 or 10 yards deep into the end zone. Aaron Bailey hoping to get a shot at one. Anderson booms the ball from the 30. And again, he forces a touchback. Tremendous football.
He's a freak of nature.
Joe Brown of the NFL, one of the senior executives of the NFL, talked about how one of the most exciting plays in football is the kickoff return. And they keep moving the kickoff line back. One time it was at the 40, then to the 35, now back to the 30. And Anderson still is pinning guys back.
17th year, still doing it.
It could go back to the 25, Joe said. No, it's really under the Rules Committee discussions. Manning now looking to get his team back. Faulk. Boy, this guy's got moves he hasn't thought about yet. They just happen. Marshall Faulk weaving his way, gets a little bit, maybe 2 yards, but it looked like he'd be knocked down for a loss by Travis Hall.
Well, it's instinct. It's being able to feel the flow of the defense. Look at this guy. There's nothing here, so let me check it out over here. Wait a minute, there's nothing here. Let me go back over here, and I think I'll just lay down now. I mean, this guy's incredible. Only 20 yards today.
Faulk with just 20 yards rushing and 9 carries. Manning near side gets one to his tight end Dilger, and Dilger's leveled hard at the 30-yard line. Dilger's been playing a lot of fullback as a blocker. The offensive coordinator Tom Moore talked to him about playing fullback. He started last week against the Ravens. Dilger said, well, you know, I was a good high school back, but I run it all. And Moore told him in the next millennium.
Don, how in the world do you get up from this? Dilger's going to come out and take one of the shots of the season. Watch number 52, Craig Sire, come into this guy. Ooh, that's head to head. They are lucky to be back getting up.
Handoff. Falk tries to get yards. And Dilger was also in the state of Indiana a good high school quarterback. When he asked Tom Moore if he might be able to pass some from his fullback position, Moore just walked away from him. They had nothing more to discuss. There's Tom Moore, who's done a tremendous job. 540 yards for his offense last week. He said this week we want 640 because they know it's going to take a lot of offense to win.
There's Ken. Lines up at fullback 7 times. Tight end 17. H-back, and believe me, he'll be at wide receiver before the day's done.
Manning, good throw. He's got Dilger. He dives. He's going to be just short of a first down on 2nd down and 7. It'll bring up 3rd and a yard as Dilger is taken down by the safety William White and cornerback Ray Buchanan. What a game this has been. Big play after big play.
You know, we asked Ken, what does it take to become a very good tight end? His answer basically came down to practice. I was looking for a shortcut.
Yeah. Yeah, he said a lot of agility drills.
Came down to hard work done.
Out of Illinois. Ken Dilger, 3rd and less than a yard. Manning play fake, and he's looking to throw. Down the field he goes. He's intercepted. The ball is picked up by Craig Sawyer.
Bad throw.
Sauer goes up, comes down with the ball, and so the Colts gamble, and Manning is picked for a 2nd time today. Sauer was the guy that delivered that, looked like a knockout hit on Dilger. Now he intercepts.
The first interception by Peyton Manning was just a factor of pressure. This time they're going to take these tight ends and swing them inside and try to get them loose. They were both almost open, kind of open, but not open enough to throw that in there. The lower tight end was covered. Ken Dilger was the high tight end. He had a little seam, and that's where you can see from that angle that Manning was trying to go over that crowd into Dilger and didn't quite judge once again, John, the athletic ability of an NFL player. They jumped up and tapped it.
Exactly. Sauer with a couple of big plays. A backup linebacker getting time today. Now Chandler ready to go to work. Play faking, stands in. Still has the ball. He ran for a touchdown. And this time, sheer desperation, and that's a sack for the Colts defense.
Boy, he had Tony Martin
behind the line of scrimmage
for a touchdown. And, you know, probably smart that he didn't throw it. I mean, this guy knows more than I know. And we don't know what he was seeing down there on the floor. But, boy, Tony was open that time.
Coach Reeves is wondering what was happening. 4th sack of the day for the Indianapolis defense. They're playing very well, but they've been getting burned on some of the long balls because Chandler is just absolutely crosshair accurate. He's got a scope on his arm. Here's a swing pass. Anderson. He goes boom down to the 43-yard line of Indianapolis. A gain on the play of about 8 yards on a 2nd and 11.
Well, this Colts defense has a major victory to celebrate already. I mean, they have basically proven to the Atlanta Falcons that they cannot run the football on them. And this is a great running football team.
Man.
So now to get the ball to Jamal Anderson, they're throwing screens, they're hitting him out of the backfield on passes. Most of Jamal's damage, in fact, all of his damage other than a short touchdown run, has been in a passing play.
Chandler takes a look. Good coverage. Nicely done by Rico Clark. Right on the play as the intended receiver was Terrence Mathis. Last time they went to him, you'll remember it was for a touchdown in the end zone on the Falcons' last possession.
The coverage is absolutely excellent. Let's check the timing. Yep. Right there. Get there about the same time. Rico with a good job.
And that's good news for the Colts as they dodge a bullet. The Manning interception, his 2nd of the day, does not lead to points for the Atlanta Falcons. Dan Straczynski punts for the Falcons. He can punt it high. Teammates down there fielding the ball at the 2-yard line. Boy, that was big. A 41-yarder. It pins the Colts deep in their own end. Back to Atlanta, Georgia, in the Georgia Dome. The Colts break the huddle, trailing for the first time in the game, down 28-21. A Krasinski punt pins them at their 2-yard line. Handoff. Falk working hard, trying to get him out of jail. And he doesn't get far, but we'll see what the penalty call is. Tony Carretti, our referee, with 9:01 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Travis Hall was offsides.
Boy, the Colts needed that.
Prior to the snap, neutral zone infraction, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So that gets him at least out to their 7-yard line. The punt coverage by the Falcons was absolutely superb. Look at this.
Watch Ronnie Harris, number 82 right here. He sets his feet along the goal line. He pays no attention to the punt. That's called a bracket. He sets a bracket in front of the goal line. That's the way you cover a punt down close to the end zone.
Joe DeCamillis is the special teams coach for the Falcons. He also happens to be Dan Reeves' son-in-law. Falk across the 10-yard line and out close to the 12 on a 1st down carry. Falk finally gets some yards, tackled by linebackers Jesse Tuggle and big Henry Crockett from Florida State.
If the Colts are lucky and find a little help on defense, this is going to be a real good football team next year.
Oh, I think so. They get a pass rusher.
That's all they need.
Get some run stuffers at linebacker. Badly need a pass rusher. I think they're going to draft Chris Claiborne, All-American linebacker from Southern California, number 1. Hand off to Marshall Falk. Gets across the 15-yard line and out to the 16. Greg Sauer makes the tackle.
Sauer's been very active today. Some big hits, an interception.
Manning so poised that I'll talk about he never gets rattled. And the other thing, the great attribute that Dilger was telling us about, he said he never gets down on himself or his teammates. Something goes wrong, so be it. Move on. Very even keel, Peyton Manning. They've kept the big rush open. He stands in, makes a throw. Ball is stripped. Are they going to rule a catch and a fumble recovered by Lewenberg? As Sauer was in on the play also. Marshall Falk had it briefly.
This is Sauer again. Talk about a break on the football.
He's been all over the place. Has an interception.
He's playing a football game. See him drive on the ball, take that right hand and reach it out and strip it down.
Big down now for the Colts and for the Falcons defense. 3rd down. They need 7. Falk, he's across the 20, close to a 1st down. Marker is down also. Greg Sauer, a 3rd-year linebacker from Minnesota, continues to pressure receivers, everybody he's near. He's a 6th-round draft choice since '96. Holding call signaled against the Colts.
Well, Shane Dronette, number 75 for Atlanta, was complaining even before he looked up and saw the flag. Somebody was holding.
Number 78, offense. The penalty will be assessed.
Tariq Glenn, the left tackle, number 78, is called for the hold. Very hard to sack Manning because he throws off a 3-step drop. It's all quick timing. They have max protection.
Right, watch right in that side. You see Dronette trying to work his way to the outside, and then it's kind of a power tackle, and then the hold down.
Now the heat's really on Manning and the Colts. 3rd down. They need 15 from deep in their own end. Broken up beautifully. Marcus Pollard was the intended receiver, and Eugene Robinson, the 14-year veteran free safety, makes the play. Look at New Orleans leading Dallas.
Don, right now Peyton Manning does not have good vision. The last 3 series he has either thrown an interception or bounced it off someone. When we talked to him in our meeting, he said sometimes you see people, they're wide open, you know exactly where to go. Right now he's blind.
And Rich Brooks, the defensive coordinator, putting his team in great schemes. He's stopping a lot of stuff they all rave about. Rich Brooks, the former Oregon and Rams coach. Tim Dwight fights his way through the pack and gets across midfield and down to the 47-yard line. The Falcons have the ball when we come back to the Georgia Dome. Where the Falcons hold the lead now 28-21 after trailing by 14 points twice in the first half. Archambault with the cast on his left hand. Their leading sacker with 8. None today, though. Anderson weaving and looking, and the Colts continue to play sound run defense led by middle linebacker Michael Barber, who played at Clemson. The long haul of the Falcons quarterback Chandler, a rookie with Ron Myers as coach in Indianapolis. He was 9-4 as a starter, and you see where he's moved on to Tampa Bay, Phoenix, the Rams, Houston, and now to Atlanta. And the Falcons got him from the Oilers, trading a 4th and a 6th round draft choice. He got a premier quarterback for 2 fairly insignificant draft picks. Nothing insignificant about the pass rush of Van Tuene as he comes crashing through. That's the 5th sack of the day for the Colts defense.
Yeah, that's bad blocking. That's what that is. Nobody touched him. This guy is going to come flying up through this hole. Look at that hole open up, and look who comes into it.
Big Van Tuene. It's got to be a bad feeling if you're Chandler. All of a sudden you look up and you got
and that's coming at you.
16-wheeler rolling at you. Nothing between you. 3rd down comes up now, and it's 3rd and 19. Chandler's good on these things, believe it or not. This is a hard one to convert. He looks, he fires, he's got a man, and it's tipped away beautifully by Monty Montgomery.
It's this guy. Who is this guy?
He can plays, I'll tell you.
He's all over the place.
He's doing great work, Monty Montgomery, starting for the injured Jeff Burris. Montgomery, a 2nd-year player from the University of Houston.
Look at the explosion.
Look at that throw. It's right where
the throw is right there. Montgomery just makes another super play.
Beautifully caught on the sideline by a Colt who's not in the game. Mike Vanderjagt. Here's the punt now, hit downfield. Aaron Bailey watches it roll.
There's that kid again.
I'll tell you, this son-in-law of Coach Dan Reeves is doing a great job with the special teams. Joe DeCamillis. Ronnie Harris downing the ball.
Again.
The Seahawks made a big mistake with him. He fumbled against the Raiders, and they cut him the next day. But Harris is a player, and he proves it there. And back to the Georgia Dome, where the Colts are again pinned deep in their own end at their 1-yard line, trailing by 7. Manning living dangerously, throws over the middle, and they level Marshall Faulk hard at the 3-yard line. Travis Hall and Jesse Tuggle both got it. Let's watch that punt coverage again, Beasley. You used to be good at this.
Well, this is the 2nd time that the Birds have backed Indianapolis up all the way. Here's Ronnie Harris again. Notice how he knows right where his feet are positioned. Look at him looking down. He makes sure that he drops that ball, and it is so important because it forces Indianapolis to play on a 98-yard football field.
1st and forever. Now it's 2nd and 8 for the first down. Fuck, man, Jesse Tuggle. He is a tackling machine, old Jesse Tuggle, leading the Falcons in tackling for a 10th straight year. A free agent from Valdosta State. He packs a wallop, Jesse.
Boy, that fires everybody up on the football team.
He's a dandy.
In the dictionary in Atlanta, you can look up Tugglation. That's a good one. Tugglation right there.
Jesse can play.
Woo.
Faulk only 35 yards rushing, 25 yards receiving. This crowd is loud in the Georgia Dome, making it more difficult for Peyton Manning on 3rd and 5. Beautifully done, but a penalty marker comes in. The field judge fires it in from way back. It's good for a 1st down to Marshall Faulk if the play goes. There was an 11-yard gain on the play on 3rd down and 5.
A lesser man would drop this ball, Don.
That's right.
Marshall Faulk almost got killed by Tuggle.
Defensive holding. They got in the 1st down anyway. They'll take the 11 yards.
Holding.
He was murdered 2 plays in a row.
The penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
And Marshall comes in and takes an inside pass after being murdered, smushed on 2 plays back-to-back. In a crowd, taking the hits. He's a brave man.
He is. It's amazing. It seems like he's been in the league forever. It's his 5th year, and he's only 25 years old. Came out after his junior year at San Diego State.
That was a sack if they could stay on sides.
Larry Moore, yeah, might have moved in the line.
Yeah, no one blocked.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty.
It was Larry Moore, so Jim
down.
Mora saw his offense absolutely peerless in the first half. Just superb. Now they start to struggle against a Falcon defense led by defensive coordinator Rich Brooks.
Yeah, here it happens right here. And basically they see everybody running into the hole, and that's where you get the flinch, no question about it. That's more than a flinch. That's a full-fledged movement.
I said to Archambault, what's good about Rich Brooks? He said he puts us in defenses that win games. Manning buys time with a good fake. He's going to take it himself. And smartly he steps out of bounds. His dad, Archie Manning, is here today. He was honored before the SEC championship game with some legends of the game from the Southeastern Conference, one from each school. Look at Seattle, a big underdog, leading the Jets.
Kitna. It's the Kitna influence.
Yeah,
Quarterback at Seattle.
Came out of the World League.
Yeah.
Underdog Patriots winning at Pittsburgh.
You know, you were talking about Archie Manning being here. He steps out of the way. He allows the coaches here to do all the coaching.
Yeah, Peyton said his dad tells him, let them coach you.
Yeah.
He said the only thing he ever coached him that Archie ever coached Peyton in was 10-year-old basketball. And Peyton said it didn't work out. Here's a throw in the flat. And with the ball is E.G. Green, the rookie from Florida State. As the game clock here in the 3rd quarter winding down to 2:36 to play.
You know, you were talking about Peyton saying that when his dad coached his 10-year-old basketball team, it didn't work out. He said that his dad drafted, it was one of those drafting leagues. He drafted the sons of all of their friends and of Archie's friends in the neighborhood, and they were the worst kids.
Yeah, he said they weren't any good.
They couldn't play.
I'm not going to play for a bad team.
And Peyton was in this thing to win at 10 years old. He's trying to win a title.
He gets a first down as Peyton and the Colts offense. Here's a penalty marker down as Marshall Faulk runs the ball and well as he crosses the 35-yard line. Gets all the way out to the 38. An 11-yard gain on the play. Crockett and White on the tackle. Get it.
Offside, number 96 defense. The penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Now while we have a moment, we're going to swing on over to the NFL today in New York and to Jim Nance. Jim?
Well, Mr. Cricky, check out the Jets. Curtis Martin, 3rd and goal from the 1, and he finds the hole. And the Jets are trying to store back from 15 down, but they missed on the 2-point try. Let's go back to Donna Beasley.
Thank you, Jim. Here we have the Colts doing a good job. This drive, you'll recall, started at their 1-yard line. Faulk looked like he tripped on the 45-yard line. But he weaves it. He's not done. Nobody touched him, so he kept going. He's got another first down. So Faulk's starting to break some gainers here.
I mean, this guy it's Manning and Faulk. I mean, he's running the ball. He's getting killed. He's catching passes over the middle. Here he is with a beautiful run. That's good blocking. It's really good blocking. He has to make such a radical cut that he falls, but look how quickly he bounces back up.
The Colts down by 7, moving the ball nicely. A well-conceived drive. Great variety in this offense. Moving the ball out from their 1-yard line. Back to Faulk. And on a defense that has slammed the door game after game on the good runners, Marshall Faulk manages to dart ahead and get 6 yards.
Marshall Faulk ought to be tired. In fact, for the season, he accounts for 45.8% of this team's offense. And take a look at some people who put some good numbers up. O.J. Simpson was 47.9. So Marshall's in 2nd place right now and in some very good company when it comes to percentage of offense for a season.
Like Cliff Battles, I always enjoyed watching him play back in '32.
Yeah, oh, he was fantastic.
You missed him, Beasley. He was a great one. Whoever he is. Second down and 4. Here's a handoff to Falk. Like all the standouts, they have that sly move kind of. They start to move towards a gap and all of a sudden accelerate into it. Gets yards, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of play. With the Colts driving and down by 7 after leading in the first half twice by 14 points. We were tied at the half, 21 all. So Manning's going to go right to the sideline. That'll do it for 3 quarters of play. With the Falcons leading 28-21. We'll be right back after a message and this word from your local station. Young man feels the Falcons are in good shape apparently. He's going to nod off for a while. As the Falcons have rallied back in this game, the 49ers keeping the pressure on. They're winning. The Falcons entered this game 1 game up on the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC West and 1 game up on them in the fight for home field. Being number 2 in the final standings in the playoff hunt is huge because you get a week off and you get a home game. Marshall Falk jumping over people, and he rips through on 3rd and short for a gain of 11 yards and a Colt first down.
Don, you have several options during a running play. You can go to the left of the hole, to the right of the hole, or you can power through a hole. That 4th option is to jump over the hole, and that's the one that Marshall chose that time. Like a little jackrabbit, he sprung. Watch the leap. And he'll jump.
Whatever it takes. Colts, an impressive drive. Here is Manning stepping in, firing to an open man, and Pollard drops the ball.
Pollard.
The age-old nemesis of every open receiver, running before they have possession.
He ran way before he had possession.
Yeah, he was wide open looking for a D, and then he had a drop.
See, this is what's tough. Everybody does a good job. Peyton understands to step in the pocket. And the ball just kind of hits the guy on the belt of his uniform and bounces up. Peyton didn't have a lot of spiral on that now.
12th play of the drive. They're moving nicely. This started at their 1-yard line. Falk. Ball on the field. Manning goes for it. So do the Falcons. You hate to see your quarterback diving shoulder first. With those big defenders coming after the ball.
Strongest man wins in this situation, Don. I've been at the bottom of a lot of piles.
Strongest man, yeah.
Strongest man wins.
The strongest man was a Falcon, Chuck Smith.
Yeah.
And he really epitomizes the comeback of this team, Chuck Smith. We'll watch again. Ball is freed. Chuck Smith was suspended 2 years ago for criticizing the team not putting an emphasis on defense, but he was right.
Number 73, Adam Meadows, did not give it up. You got to lay out. You see Peyton Manning and Chuck Smith gave up the body. Adam Meadows kind of gingerly eased itself in there after that fumble.
And a long drive ends on the 13th play as Anderson runs hard and gets yardage as the Falcons now try to run some clock. Monday on CBS, Raymond's brother just moved into a swinging bachelor pad. And guess who's green with envy? Ray Romano stars in an all-new episode of Monday night's #1 comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond. Monday on CBS. Terrific show.
There's nothing like a bachelor pad. Not that I would remember.
Anderson with 50 yards rushing and 49 yards receiving.
20 years ago for me.
As he approaches now 1,400 yards rushing for the season. Colts have shut him down for the most part, though. 188 last week. But as Dan Reeves said about him, he's unbelievably tough. He gets better as the game wears on, and Reeves said he has unbelievable confidence in himself. Nobody believes in Jamal Anderson like he does.
You know what they call that? Now, my first phrase of the day was pad level. What you just described is called ego drive.
Ego drive, yep.
Great players have to have ego drive. And Jamal has it, and rightfully so. And we don't mean it in a negative way.
No.
Wonderful young man to be around. Very pleasant, quick smile. But he's a killer on the football field.
Yeah, the success syndrome. They have it here in Atlanta after so many lean years. This is just their 6th playoff team. Long ball. Ooh, it's close on the corner, but they give him a clean call as Monty Montgomery was in pursuit of Terrence Mathis.
One thing about Jamal Anderson that surprises you, when you look at his face, he's such a nice looking, kind face, little baby face. In fact, his teammates call him baby face. But when he talks about football, he talks about punishing people. He talks about finding the defender and then running over him. He talks about what it's going to be like in the third and fourth quarter when I keep coming and wish to see fear in your eyes.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Inspirational.
He says a lot of guys are tough for 2 or 3 quarters. He said in the fourth quarter, it's where it tells the story. Here is Chandler swinging it out to Anderson. Boom! He crashes inside the 45-yard line, close to a first down. Anderson was a 7th-round draft choice out of Utah, and he remembers vividly 200 people being picked before his name was called.
There's always in the back of my mind the teams that passed me over and the reason they did. And we play one of those teams each and every week. And each and every week, I'm like, you passed me by. So I want to make sure they know that there's still kind of a chip on my shoulder, and there will be for the rest of my career.
Yeah, here he is in the fourth quarter doing his best stuff.
Was I right about good-looking man?
Yeah, he did that Hollywood scene with his dad afterwards. Here's the give straight up the middle inside the 45-yard line down to the 44. First down. That gives us a chance now to go back to Jim Nantz in New York at the NFL Today. Jim?
All right, you guys are talking about babyface killers. How about Doug Flutie? Flutie over 300 yards already, and he flicks it for a touchdown to Eric Moulds. Their second hookup of the day. Bills are up 20 with 10 minutes to go. And let's go back to Don Beasley.
Thank you, Div. Flutie, one of the great stories of this season, or any season, really.
I'm a big believer in Doug Flutie. Everyone is now.
The Falcons driving on now. They have no running backs in this 1st and 10 play. Just the one actually behind him. Here is the throw quickly over. Mathis had his hands on it and lost it.
Well, it wasn't the fault of the quarterback. Another extremely accurate pass from Chris Chandler. The guy is phenomenal. He's been good everywhere, Don. You know, he was good in Houston. They were just waiting on Aaron McNair to grow up. They simply made a commitment to another guy, but he was fantastic in Houston.
Chandler now 17 of 24 throwing the ball for 260 yards and a touchdown. And he also had a shining moment when he ran for a touchdown in the final play of the first half that tied the game.
And you know, most of the teams that he left, Don, they're still looking for a quarterback.
They are indeed.
Still looking for to replace him.
Chandler stands in 2nd and 10. Look at that play. Martin coming off the flank, or O.J. Santiago, the tight end, holding on. Trips, tries to get up, but Cole is shaken up. There's a 12-yard gain on the play and almost a lot more. Michael Barber chopped him and got him down.
Santiago is one of the best receiving tight ends in the game right now. I mean, you'll see him come in from the outside. Look how Chris just waits on him to get in there. And the thing about O.J. is he normally tries to catch the ball with his hands. That way it's not bouncing off your shoulder pads.
He had the one fumble early in the game after his first catch that the Colts quickly turned into a go-ahead touchdown. Falcons methodically running their offense. Back to their money back. The big back, Jamal Anderson, at 5'11", 235 pounds. Pounds it straight ahead. Arad, 54, the longtime linebacker, is on the stop.
Well, it is still very impressive that Indianapolis has held Jamal Anderson down. I mean, people, if you haven't been watching this team, you can't appreciate the type of numbers that Jamal Anderson puts up. 188 against St. Louis last week. 1,300 plus for the season. And basically from a running back position, he's done nothing today on the ground.
Falcons have only 77 yards rushing today. Anderson came to an abrupt halt, but he wasn't done. Spins off and gets down inside the 25-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and about 5. Ipool was on the stop.
You know, when Chris Chandler sets up and starts to survey the field, you get the sense of his veteran abilities. Look at the eyes. He's trying to get a pre-snap read on what the coverage is going to be. He's already checked out the front. He surveyed everything. He knows exactly what to do, whether or not that play that he had called has a chance before the ball is snapped.
See the 49ers continuing to lead at Carolina. A game behind the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC West. Chandler on third down. Fires. Picked off. Interception by the Colts. Rico Clark is on the run. Across the 35, across the 40. And Rico Clark makes a big play for Indianapolis. And stops the Falcons drive and gets the ball back to his Colts.
Don, we've seen 3 fantastic interceptions today.
26-yard return on the play. The Colts down by 7. Back in business on offense after the second-year corner Rico Clark from Louisville made a pick of Chandler, his 10th interception of the season. Manning swings it out. He gets his tight end Dilger, who's hit high and taken down. And let's watch again now, Beasley, this fine interception by Rico Clark.
Well, Rico Clark is in a zone principle. His job is to float back in here, make a hard read on the quarterback, and then break. And you don't do it any better than that. And as I said earlier, we've seen 3 very good interceptions today. Now, at the end of this play, look at Chris Chandler. You think he's not playing some football? Vertical with the Superman shot to get him out of bounds.
Turnover count. The Colts have 3 in the game. The Falcons 2. The Colts 3 turnovers all in the second half. There's a well-thrown ball by Manning. Told us yesterday, did Peyton Manning, that his goal game after game is not to make the same mistake twice, just to keep improving, and he and the Colts have done that on offense.
I'll tell you the thing that I think of when he had that little bad batch of play here with a couple of interceptions is when he talked about how the great quarterbacks see the field every time they walk out there. He said, sometimes I can see it, I have vision, everybody looks wide open, sometimes I can't. That's youth.
Big down now to see someone open. Third down, and the Colts need a long 3. Swing pass, penalty marker. Falk is taken down. Cornelius Bennett, a 5-time Pro Bowl player, comes over and makes the stop. But there is a penalty marker down, and the call is against.
Illegal shift. Offense, 2 men moving prior to the snap, did not reset prior to the start of the play. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, they got Falk down for a loss on the play. So they declined the penalty to the Atlanta Falcons, and now they send back their punt returner, rookie Tim Dwight. A daring young man on the returns. Gardaki will hit the ball from his 35. Booms it. Left footer way up. Dwight will let it hit. And it hops in. So on the touchback, the ball comes out to the 20-yard line, and there the Falcons will go on offense 1st and 10 when we come back to Atlanta. The Falcons out of the huddle. High set on 1st down and 10. Anderson breaks it all the way out across the 40, taking people with him all the way out to the 47-yard line. A 27-yard gain.
See, that's the Jamal Anderson that people here have been waiting to see. That's the big dirty bird. Take a look at the blocking. Is beautiful, but what I love is at 240, a 360 pirouette in perfect balance, stiff arming and training his way down the street.
They're ready to go again now. Here come the Falcons after the 27-yard gain by Jamal Anderson. Running clock, holding to a 7-point lead. Back to Anderson, and he breaks it ahead for a gain of almost 6 yards. Don Criqui with Beasley Reese. The mantra of Dan Reeves when he came in as coach: build the running game, build the defense, turn them loose.
Well, he's starting to turn them loose now. Jamal Anderson, I thought he'd gain a couple of 100 yards today. I was about to eat crow, but now he's picking it up.
He is. He loves the fourth quarter, and he's showing his stuff. He talked about as the game wears on, that's his time, the fourth quarter.
Boy, he did say it in the meeting. He said the fourth quarter, I've been banging into people. They start to get tired, and that's when I pick it up.
Anderson working hard and working the clock. It's down to 4:50 to play.
You know, Don, this is where when you look at the two teams that are on the field, when Atlanta's defense on the field, you've got Cornelius Bennett, Eugene Robinson, people to define a sense of the moment. Well, they really don't have that in Indianapolis right now. They don't have the veteran guy to say, we turn it over now. We're down 7. We've got a chance. There's nobody to take charge in that defensive front yet.
Third down, right back to Anderson. He breaks the crust again and cracks through and looks Beasley like he might have a first down. But Jamal Anderson keeps powering the ball and running the clock down now to 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, it looks like they got the first down, and once again I insist that there's just a lack of veteran leadership. There's a lack of talent on that defense also, and that's admitted by the head coach and some of the players. But they need a couple of vets to say, guys, pull on the ball. You know, make your best break on the ball right now. We get it back, we've got a chance.
Anderson now over 100 yards rushing for the day. He has 101, and he's not done yet. He keeps pounding away on people. Tonight on CBS, why would a high school student who says he revered his English teacher end up murdering him? 60 Minutes tonight. Then can Monica help the town outcast on a moving Touched by an Angel? Debbie Reynolds and Neil Patrick Harris star in what the movie critics are calling a contemporary twist on It's a Wonderful Life. The Christmas Wish tonight on CBS. Jamal Anderson comes to the sideline now. Probably just to cool him off a little bit. I mean, he only got so many carries in you, no matter how tough you are.
Yeah, no, they just need to wipe him down.
And he's playing on a bad foot. He didn't say anything about it, but his coach did. With 2:42 left to play, a timeout on the field. Back to the Georgia Dome after this. 2:42 left to play. Jamal Anderson up to 1,427 yards rushing for the season. I think there's some big payoff to him if he gets to, what is it, 1,500 Beasley? At any rate, we have Chandler firing downfield, and he gets the first down throw to Terrence Mathis. Turning back on Montgomery, one of Chandler's best throws of the day, and he's had many.
Just a beauty. And to tell you what this offense does, this offense keeps the ball. They keep the opponent on the sideline. Watch this throw. It's just a real good blocking effort. It's a timing route. The ball is gone before the receiver ever turns around, and that's why it's so difficult to cover. But when it comes to time of possession, Don, the Falcons, their numbers are awesome. Today they're at 32 minutes.
Look at Carolina has come back to top San Francisco. Timeout on the field called by the Colts. Back after this. Marcus Pollard, good tight end, but he had a big drop on an earlier drive in the second half. Could have led to a tying touchdown if he kept the drive alive. Right now, the Falcons, who shut out the Colts in the second half, holding to a 7-point lead. Anderson back in the game. He was out for just one play, and on first down he runs ahead for a gain of about 7 yards. Tackled by Burt Berry.
And Don, it's not Jamal. Remember in the first half we talked about how Indianapolis was in every gap, and the defense was playing absolute perfect football when it comes to gap protection. Now we're seeing Jamal Anderson run through some holes.
Ninth 100-yard game this
by Jamal. I tell you, this guy is just
It is a doubleheader day on CBS. There's some tremendous games coming up. Check your local listings. The Chiefs go into Denver to take on the unbeaten Broncos. Can they win 16 regular season games, a perfect season? Tom Coughlin, the Jacksonville coach, says that's as unlikely as a guy hitting 70 home runs. Miami at Oakland. Check your local listings as Peyton Manning waiting for a chance to get back on the field. Hoping for one last drive. Last week they were driving down the field against the Ravens, down by 7. One of his passes skipped off the hands of Marshall Faulk, was intercepted, and the drive died, and they were beaten 38-31. Despite an offensive day that produced 540 yards for Indianapolis. Anderson crashing in on second down and a long 3, almost 4. He takes it. Van Tuene gets him down, but they run the clock down to the 2-minute warning.
Suddenly there are holes, and that is the factor of a defense getting tired. They've been on the field most of the day. Atlanta once again controlling the time of possession.
The Colts are down to 1 timeout, almost out of time, almost out of luck. On this season they come close so often. Two minutes to go in the capital city of Georgia. The Atlanta Falcons, where hopes are rising that this could be a Super Bowl team, down by 14 points twice in the first half today, rallying back with a second half touchdown to take a lead. They still hold 28-21. We're tied 21 all at the half. Chandler ready to give it to Jamal Anderson. Marker goes down as Anderson takes it ahead on a 3rd and 1 for a first down if the play goes for the Falcons' way.
Well, the two factors at work here, Don. Number one, Atlanta simply does not want to make a mistake.
Colts were offside. That was George Sefcik, the offensive coordinator, next to Dan Reeves.
Because a field goal basically puts this game out of reach if you keep into your mind the fact that Atlanta
defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
On defense has totally shut down Indianapolis in the second half of play. So a field goal here basically wins the game for them. I expect them to feed Jamal.
Yep.
Take the kick and get out of here.
The Colts still have 1 timeout remaining. Dan Reeves took over a team that was 3-13 in '96. Brought them to 7-9 last year with 6 wins in their last 8 games. And here they are closing in on 11-2 and challenging the Vikings for home field in the NFC. And with home field very often goes a Super Bowl berth. I don't think anybody's going to beat the Vikings up there. They're just murderous in their building, but the Falcons are going to be 9-0 dating back to last November in this building. Home field is huge, and so is Jamal Anderson, as Jim Mora tells his team, take that last time out. They stop the clock with 1:50 to go.
Well, the key is 2 hands on the ball. 2 hands on the ball. Run it. Burn the clock as best possible. Now, this year in the red zone, the Falcons have been there 36 times. They've scored 34 of those times. That's an incredible percentage. 23 of those scores touchdowns.
Now we check the quarterback comparison. The rookie Manning versus the 11-year veteran Chandler. Both had some tremendous throws. Each with 2 touchdown passes today. Manning picked off twice here in the second half. 297 yards passing in the game for Chandler. And much of the time here in the second half, they've been running the ball in the clock, protecting the lead. Manning waiting, but very little left. The clock showing so very little to work with if they do get it back. And as you pointed out, Beasley, a field goal is definitely a knockout punch. And who better to kick it for Atlanta than Morton Anderson? He didn't miss in here. Busts it on second down at 7, and he breaks ahead for a gain of 10 yards and a first down.
Suddenly there are holes, and there are holes because this Indianapolis defense is tired. They've been on the field the whole time. So at some point, you become worn down to the point where a 240-pound back is hard to deal with. 29 carries, 123 yards and a touchdown, and counting for Jamal Anderson.
A big possible touchdown looming for the Atlanta fans. They want to see their Falcons do that dirty bird dance. But Anderson is stopped inside the 5-yard line. The Colts now powerless to stop the clock. Tyrone Poole makes the stop.
You know, I talked about pad level earlier, about Jamal Anderson getting his shoulder pads lower than the opponent. Well, Tyrone Poole is only 5'8". You can't get lower than Poole. So Poole gets under him and grabs his leg and holds on. That's 5'8", 180 against 5'11", 240. And the 5'8" wins. It takes a lot of courage.
Of the football mantras. Get low.
Get low.
Now they're going to protect the ball. They're going to down the ball, it would appear. And they do. And Chandler is hit even though he downs the ball. And he's limping off.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Clock's going to wind down and out. Somebody got a shot on Chandler even though he was downing the ball, which he doesn't think is a class move. Maybe they call a timeout and throw a touchdown pass to stick it to him.
Well, there's only been 10 fights in this game today. That's all, just 10.
The executive producer of CBS Sports is Terry Ewert. Our producer today, Al Szymanski, director J.D. Hansen. We thank them all. As once again, the final score is the Atlanta Falcons 28, the Indianapolis Colts 21. The NFL Today post-game show with Jim Nantz is coming up from our New York studios, followed by the second half of our NFL doubleheader as Chandler and the Falcons build their record to 11-2. 2 years ago, 3-13 with this team.